Hey, what I'm going to talk about now is, I'm still thinking about the whole axe sharpening concept. I think it's a quote attributed to Abraham Lincoln. If he had, he says he had, if he had 8 hours to chop down the tree, he would spend 6 of them sharpening his axe. Okay? So it's good to spend a lot of time working on playing music, learning the music, learning some things about music or the instrument or whatever. But you want to get your axe sharpened, and the axe, in my opinion, is your brain. Okay, so you got to know what you're thinking, what your purpose is, and what your goals are. One of the things that I think troubles a lot of people is that they don't know what to think. So confusion results in a dull axe, so to speak. Okay. All right. So what I want to talk about regarding me is I practice on an acoustic a lot of the time when I'm working on something technical. Okay, the reason is because electric guitar is easier to play. Okay, now we have this crazy myth that people should start with an acoustic rather than an electric because an electric is easier to play or an acoustic is harder to play. That's ridiculous. You want to start with an acoustic if you like acoustic and start with electric if you like electric. The whole point is to start playing. So let's debunk that myth now. The example I give is that you wouldn't ask your child who's learning how to drive a vehicle to drive a big, tractor trailer rig because, well, it's tougher to do it. If you can do that, you can handle a little sedan. No, that's absurd. Okay? Same logic here. Absurd logic. Doesn't make any sense. So just start with the one you want. All right. Back to what I really want to talk about. Playing on the acoustic. I do a lot of my technical stuff on acoustic because it's tougher. But at the same time, I do, if I'm working on improvisation or whatever, some concepts there, I use acoustic as well because it's tougher and it slows me down. It's too easy on an electric to play really fast and a lot of slurs and all that sort of thing. I know I just did it on an acoustic, but I've been practicing. My point is that I'm slower on an acoustic than I am an electric. Okay. Same thing with bass players. They play electric bass and they play upright bass. Upright bass is slower. It's harder to do. It's got, action 4 inches off the board or whatever. Well, a really bad one, but you get my point. Anyway, so the point is that when I'm working on something technical or learning some new tunes and I want to keep things a little more slow and more real, so to speak, I'll just use the acoustic. And it makes life a little tougher, but it makes me think and makes me pay attention to what I'm doing. And I can't make the notes quite as easy. The notes just don't pop out with the slightest effort. You have to make sure you've got it together. And so if you notice any lack of coordination between your picking hand and your fretting hand, it's really going to show itself on an acoustic. So that's why I practice on acoustic. Thought you might want to know.